The following is a presentation of Spring Hill Sports Live. It's time for Spring Hill High School Athletics. On your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by It's time for the Broncos, right here on your home for Spring Hill High School Athletics, Spring Hill Sports Live. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to some Thursday night football here in the second round of the Class 5A state playoffs as your Spring Hill Broncos make the short trip up here to DeSoto to battle the Wildcats tonight on Spring Hill Sports Live. BJ Harris along with you. Alongside me, Matt Jones and Ryan Hilmer. We set in for this one. The Broncos coming in at 5-4 on the season and 3-3 in the Frontier League. They'll be taking on this number 5 ranked DeSoto Wildcats team. DeSoto 8-1 on the season. They're United Kansas Conference champions as well, and they're coming off a 49-0 win over Kansas City Turner in the opening round. The Broncos had not quite as easy work in the first round. 26-21 win over Leavenworth. The Pioneers, a feisty squad that wouldn't go away. We'll break that game down just a little bit more as we get on here through the pregame show, and we'll talk more about the Wildcats as they are one of the favorites in 5A. The only other favorite in the same school district, Mill Valley, just to the east of us a little bit. They'll play tomorrow night. Lots of games moved up to Thursday night due to some impending weather on Friday, and so we'll have some scores for you this evening. That's not the reason we're on Thursday night. They'll actually be playing state soccer just behind us in this brand new facility here at DeSoto High School on Friday and Saturday, so this game gets to move to Thursday, and I'm all for it, Matt, as the Broncos, I think, are ready to play, and if they can continue to string together the types of ball games we've seen against Lewisburg and then the high points last week against Leavenworth, then they'll have a chance here tonight against DeSoto.
Absolutely. When they were on against Leavenworth, they really were. They looked strong, and this is going to be a back-and-forth battle, I feel like, and it's two teams that like to accomplish the same things.
They're going to want to run the football as well, and it could be a quick moving game if both teams are able to churn up some yardage on the ground. We'll break down this game a little bit further on as we kick on through the Comfort Designs pregame. Again, we are in the midst of some state playoff. As this game goes on, whoever wins continues, whoever loses gets ready for the winter season. Plenty to get to here on the Comfort Designs pregame show. As we have your keys to the game, we'll have some area matchups. We'll talk about those playoffs. Got your starting lineup and opening kickoff here from DeSoto. The Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning pregame show, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. We'll talk more about last week's win over Leavenworth and get you ready for this one from DeSoto. It's the Broncos and Wildcats tonight on Spring Hill Sports Live. Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. Or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. The industry's most advanced equipment and training, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and the small-town friendly service you expect. That's J&T Auto Service in Spring Hill. Eliminate the veil of uncertainty with J&T Auto's digital diagnostic process. This unique service ensures transparency, clear communication, and documentation, allowing for a quick and complete repair. To learn more or to schedule an appointment, call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Welcome back to DeSoto High School. DeSoto band getting ready to entertain the crowd here at this beautiful new facility. They have the first year for the new press box. You can see across, that was the home side until this year. Now a beautiful soccer facility, again, hosting state soccer, and a nice investment here in DeSoto. Brian King, the head football coach here. I know that I've known that guy for 20 years, and they're building a program here in DeSoto, and certainly he's one of the leaders in that. Hopefully they win a lot of games, just not tonight.
Just not tonight. That's right.
Broncos won last week as they knocked off Leavenworth 26-21, one that we probably felt going into that game that the Broncos might take quicker work. But I tell you what, that Leavenworth team would not go away. A couple of Colton McKenna fumbles in the latter half of the first half really gave them the energy they needed in that. Now, I will tell you, Colton McKenna had a very good football game as he finished that game. He finished that game with 36 carries, 276 yards, and 2 touchdowns. In fact, one of those fumbles came right after one of those touchdowns. Set the single-season touchdown record for Spring Hill last week as well, and is just having an incredible season, is the junior Colton McKenna. And I think it helped last week as well having Draven Pipkin back. Draven, 19 carries, 114 yards, and a touchdown. Tyson Beshore, efficient, 5 of 13 and 56 yards. Spring Hill racked up 455 yards of total offense, 25 first downs in that game, and pretty good on third down as well, 8 of 15. Not the best, but not terrible. And then the 5 points they scored in the final minute, Matt, that final minute of the first half ended up being the difference of the game, albeit odd.
Very odd.
It took advantage of that. It was tied up, and then a punt. Snap goes over the punter's head. Safety, there's 2 points at 16-14. And then with about 40 seconds left, the Broncos to go down the field. 31-yard field goal by Ryan Jackson. 5 points they lead at halftime, and that ended up being the difference in the game.
And we talked about it a lot. It was just very strange how everything unfolded. But, if you looked at the stat line last week, you would think that the Broncos won, 49-14 or something. But that wasn't the case. And, maybe a grinded-out victory like that will bode well. They were already in a tight game last week. DeSoto destroyed Kansas City Turner. So, hopefully that experience they got and they overcame some adversity from both Leavenworth and, just situational stuff. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
Back-to-back very competitive games for the Broncos. They were feeling fairly good, I think, although licking the wounds a bit coming off that regular season finale loss at Lewisburg, 17-21, where they led pretty much right up until the very end, but ended up dropping one to a very good Lewisburg team. They are playing St. Thomas Aquinas tonight on our Lewisburg Sports Live channel. You'll check that one out at some point this evening. Also in that win, Brandon Richardson continues to have an all-conference type, perhaps all-state level season. 10 tackles, including 3 tackles for loss for the Broncos. Noah Anderton, 9 tackles in that one as well. DeSoto 8-1 in the season, 7-0 in the United Conference, Kansas Conference. Wildcats, as I mentioned, you said 49-0 winners over Kansas City Turner last week. DeSoto, they've won 7 in a row since a Week 2 28-21 loss to Washburn Rural, which Washburn Rural nothing to sneeze at, 7-2 in Class 6A. Wildcats are led by junior quarterback Carson Miller. They'll run the option. Miller just shy of 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns on the season. Their fullback will be Bennett Hutchinson. Hutchinson 13 scores as well, so those two guys are going to be pretty crucial to their success here offensively. Defensively, they're led by linebacker Sam Torline. He's our leading tackler. He'll be number 38 out there. The leading guy in the secondary is number 4, Cole Heitman. And they rotate a lot of guys. Both these teams, decent numbers. DeSoto perhaps a little bit more, and certainly up front, if you can keep people fresh on the D-line, that could be the difference in this one. I like the matchup. The front 7 of these two teams will ultimately, I think, prove to be the difference. I'm guessing that'll be one of your keys to the game later on the pregame show.
Absolutely.
We'll see. The last time these two teams met was in Week 5 of last year. It was a really good DeSoto team. Went on to do pretty well in the playoffs as well, but Spring Hill won that game 28-14. Fletcher Pankey had a hell of a ball game, 16-24 for 218 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zach Knowlton had 7 carries for 84 yards and 2 scores as well. Broncos got the best of DeSoto last time they met. You got to believe that was probably part of the discussion this week by Coach King and the DeSoto Wildcats to revenge that just a little bit, or avenge that rather. And the Broncos are looking to maybe use that as some momentum to get a win here. Again, season's on the line here tonight in DeSoto. The Broncos at 5-4 and the Wildcats at 8-1. We'll talk to Matt when we come back about what he thinks will take to win this game. Still got your starting lineups. And opening kickoff here from DeSoto, it is the Class 5A Regional Championship game tonight on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Auction Bank community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Ladies, do you know what you want to drink?
Ooh, yeah, I'll have the unlimited coffee.
Me too. You got some coffee?
You know, back in my day, unlimited meant there were no limits.
But you need a limit.
Tired of paying for unlimited offers that leave you feeling limited? Experience Limitless with Go Brawley.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark, now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill. Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just 1 block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Welcome back here on the Comfort Design, Heating, and Air Conditioning pregame show. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Ryan Helmer here from DeSoto. This 5A regional championship between the Spring Hill Broncos and the DeSoto Wildcats. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, specializing in creating healthy, beautiful smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff are experienced, highly trained, and fully licensed orthodontic specialists with decades of combined experience in the orthodontic field. Locations in Spring Hill, Olathe, and Overland Park. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. My daughter's got beautiful straight teeth because of Dr. Strode and her staff. Area matchups are brought to you by Elliott Insurance Group. At Elliott Group, they believe in building strong relationships with their clients and community. That's the best way to serve them both, with offices throughout the area and online at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com. We are in the midst of the playoffs, and so the field continues to be cut in half. In Class 5A, where these two teams play, tomorrow night it'll be Mill Valley hosting Shawnee Heights. Mill Valley continues to just be on a tear, 69-0 winners last week over KC Harmon. Kansas City Sumner Academy is going to be hosting Pittsburgh High. That is also on Friday. Tomorrow they'll be hosting that at Kansas City Schlegel's Field, Will Sumner. We got this game here tonight. Also tonight in this side of the bracket, Emporia at 2-7. They are hosting Blue Valley Southwest at 4-5. Blue Valley Southwest, what a tough draw. That's a very good 4-5 football team, and they will travel to Emporia, and they'll win that game. And so the winner of this game will play likely Blue Valley Southwest next week. The other side of this one, Mays and Mountain Carmel against each other. Hutchinson against Bishop Ward. Hayes against Valley Center, and Salina Central against Great Bend. Everybody says Mill Valley and Mays are on a collision course. We'll see. A lot of teams have a little bit something to say about that. In Class 4A, Chanute is playing tonight. They're hosting Kansas City Piper. Eudora is hosting Bishop Miege just down the road from us here on K10. Atchison is hosting St. James Academy in that one. Again, Atchison probably feeling really good about things at 9-0. St. James Academy likely going to go up and win that game. Lewisburg is 8-1, and they're hosting 7-2 St. Thomas Aquinas. Just a tough draw for Lewisburg, but the Wildcats, I think they've got a chance in that ball game. Those are your area matchups in the Class 5A and 4A. We'll look around the rest of that bracket at halftime as we get you some scores as well here on the pregame show. Starting lineups brought to you by Perfect Detail Salon, a full-service salon. The Broncos look to start this game in style, and style is exactly what you'll find at Perfect Detail Salon and Suites. Stylists, nails, lash, and spray tan techs, massage therapists, and estheticians will get you back in the game and looking and feeling your very best. Book your next appointment at SalonPerfectDetails.com. We'll do the starting lineups for the Broncos. The offensive side of the ball will start with that quarterback in Tyson Beecher, where the 6 foot, 160-pound sophomore is really coming to his own. And when he's playing well, putting the ball where it needs to be in the passing game, it gives them another dynamic that they just haven't had this season when that's not going that way. The running game continues to be tough with the touchdown machine, Colton McKenna. 5'10", 165-pound junior again has broke the single-season touchdown record for Spring Hill last week. And then Draven Pipkin back from injury, 6 foot, 205, and a senior. He'll be in the running back spot as well. Bryce Kirshner, 6'3", 185, has been playing at that wide receiver spot. Luke Metcalf, he is injured and out for the rest of the season, has been in there at that wide receiver. And so we saw more of Jackson Torres. Of course, he is a big target for them at 6'2", 205. Evan Brown, quite a bit more playing time last week, was targeted. Those tight ends are Junior Jaro, 5'10", 185, and a senior. And the other tight end is Cooper D'Albini, 6'4", 200, when he gets in there on his part. Up front for the Broncos, they've had a little bit of a carousel. Carter Meek has been out of late, and it looks to be, I believe, if I'm looking across the way, he's got his numbers covered up, but I believe that's him as well. So they may be without Carter Meek again for another week in a row, and we'll see who fills up front. Defensively, continue to be led by Brandon Richardson, the linebacker, 5'10", 165 pounds, and a senior. Also in there at that linebacker spot, Noah Anderton, 5'9", 165, and a junior. James Newton, big game last week, 9 tackles for him, 5'11", 165 from that DB spot, and a senior. Also for the Broncos, Ryan Paul, 5'8", 135, had a couple of good plays last week. Hagen Whitcraft to come up and pop you 5'8", 155, and a junior. Miles Bell, 5'10", 165, and a senior at that free safety spot. And then up front, really the strength of this Bronco team when they get going, and the big fella, 57, Mark Debiak, 6'4", 245, and a junior. Casey O'Neill, just a disruptor, not real big, but gets in there, kind of submarine attack at the legs of those offensive linemen, 5'11", 195, and a junior. Keanu Tiafau battling through a little bit of injury, just kind of banged up. A 6', 215. We'll see how he goes, and if he continue to give them, he's just tough as nails. You can see Trig Smith, haven't seen much of him of late, although he continues to be a factor down inside. And then Thomas Davis, 6'2", 225, had a good game last week. Mentioned his name quite a few times. Those are your starting lineups brought to you by Perfect Detail Salon and Suites. We will step away, take one more time out. We come back, talk to Matt about the keys of the game. Opening kickoff as the Broncos get set to take the field here in DeSoto to battle the Wildcats next on Spring Hill Sports Live. The Broncos are coached by GC Feedback.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and texts. We ended up with our dream home all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2050. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back out here to DeSoto High School. Getting introduced are the Wildcats. The Broncos took the field a little moment ago going into that commercial break. B.J. Harris, Matt Jones, Ryan Hilmer back here at Wildcat Stadium. Getting ready for this Class 5A Regional Championship. Again, the winner will take on the Blue Valley Southwest or Emporia. This is definitely the better side of the bracket if you kind of look at it. The winner has a good opportunity to, kind of make their own destiny. This is the matchup of this side of the bracket right here, certainly, of this east side, the bottom half of the east side, I guess I should say. You really do look like Mill Valley's got pretty quick work. Pittsburgh High might have something to say about that. Sumner Academy, we'll see how that matchup is over there. But if the Broncos could get a win here, they have a real good chance of making it to a sub-state championship. I would love for them to get a win here and get another crack at that Blue Valley Southwest team healthy. Remember, they were without Tyson Beshore. Pipkin was getting banged up at that point. And if they were healthy and playing the way we've seen them play, but you got to take care of business here first.
Absolutely. That Blue Valley Southwest is not that much better than Broncos. That's for sure. No, they're talented, and they played in a tough conference with EKL, but, they're not 3 or 4 touchdowns better.
Well, tell us how we're going to win this one here, Matt, as we look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Amy Kelly Homes of Reese Nichols Real Estate. The key to finding your dream home is having someone who makes you already feel at home. Key in at amykelly.reesenichols.com. That's amykelly.reesenichols.com for Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Keys to the game, Matt.
Well, like every game for the Broncos, offensively, they've got to establish that line of scrimmage. That's huge in any game anyway, but they've got to get the passing game going just enough to keep DeSoto honest. They don't have to have a huge play, just enough so they can get their running game going. Defensively, they've got to keep their linebackers clean, and that starts with the line of scrimmage, and DeSoto's going to run some option football. The defense has been susceptible occasionally to missing assignments, and they're going to have to stay home. They're going to have to. If your job is outside contained, you got to stay outside contained. Even if the play's not going to you, you got to stay home. Yeah, and that option has a tendency to exploit over-the-top things on that time you decide to pop it to. Does,
and you start peeking down into the box and make that decision to come in and make the run, and they run play action off the option. There's very few plays better in football, and I don't know how long we've been at football, 110 some years or whatever that is. Run option, run option, run option, run option, run option, fake option, throw a tight end seam right down the middle of the field. That's why Blaze Bauer from Pittsburgh State would have stats in the 80s of 5 catches for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that sounds like real football back in the day.
You get a real high average in the passing game if you can run the football as well. Both these teams should be able to get the ball on the ground. We will see. Ultimately, I think that will determine the outcome. Looks like DeSoto's won the toss, elected to defer. We'll take one more time out. We come back. Opening kickoff next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Supreme Mechanical Solutions is a heating, AC, and refrigeration company with over 25 years of experience. They install and maintain equipment for residential and commercial customers throughout Kansas City with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And they're available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Financing is available for system replacements. For supreme quality, think Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com or call 913-433-4567.
Option Bank Community Banking at its best. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here we go. Broncos and the Wildcats. Open to kickoff brought to you by Seats Incorporated. Kick off your career with Seats Incorporated in Spring Hill. Seats is the leader in the manufacture of quality seating and accessories for vehicles with competitive wages and benefits. To see all your openings or to apply online, go to SeatsInc.com. Just one of the many sponsors that makes this broadcast free. There are other options tonight, but none for free. Here comes DeSoto to open this one up as they will kick it from left to right. Open a kickoff there by Jamin Hatfield. And it'll be fielded by McCanna at the goal line. Center return, trying to pick his way through, drops the helmet across the 15 up to the 17-yard line, and that's where the Broncos will start this game offensively.
Other broadcasts don't have you and me, so.
Yeah. There'll be one more this week, tomorrow in Girard, in case you want to come down there and be on that one with me. But DeSoto will start this game. Broncos will start this game at their own 17-yard line. Crowd not going, huh? high up here. You can hear that wind whipping around, strong south wind. It's dying down just a hair. It was going really good.
It sure was.
Earlier today. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 wing to the far side. They will send him in motion. That is Junior Jar, and a penalty flag comes immediately. And that's a less than stellar way to get things underway as the Broncos have a legal procedure to go. They're going to call it on the center. Snap infraction, legal procedure. And from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15, not ideal. They'll do it again. Jara in motion. He'll flip back to the left side. Turn, handoff. Pipkin, first guy through, backside going forward. He'll fall forward for a gain of a couple. Not much there as Draven Pipkin will get the first carry of the game for 2 yards and get back a little bit of that penalty yardage.
Not a bad line surge, to be honest. Really, Pipkin was a little tentative hitting the hole there.
Hasn't started the game in a few weeks since an injury took him out with a high ankle sprain, but he's been able to work his way back into it and certainly had over 100 yards last week and a factor in that win over Leavenworth. Run it again this way, no play action. Flush is Beshore. He's got to slip out of there. He'll find his man, no incomplete. It wasn't going to be for much, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, intended for Kirshner, and to break up a 3rd down and 13 for the Broncos.
And we've got to have some better blocking support in the backfield, that's for sure.
Yeah, the near side DN came in immediately and started to flush Beshore. Tyson's pretty accurate when he's able to set his feet, and he does okay on the run occasionally.
Well, he doesn't always have a guy chasing him down right in his face like that either.
3rd down and 13. Broncos already behind the sticks to begin this one. Tied in near side is D. Albini. Wide receiver near side, one to the far side as well. McKenna in it, running back to his left. They'll run draw. Big hole near side. Trying to pick his way through is Colton McKenna. And boy, if he'd have saw that initial hole this way, he probably had got the first down. Not going to. He'll get it across the 20-yard line. It'll be a 6-yard gain for McKenna, but it'll bring up a punting situation for the Broncos. So a 3 and out to begin things, and that false start penalty on the first play, certainly a problem. Carson Royal will come in to punt it away. Back to return it for DeSoto is Angelo Saunders. So Saunders will stand just beyond the 50-yard line at his own 47 and await the punt. Now the Broncos late to get somebody on. Personnel issue here.
There.
And now they're going to have to burn a timeout on a punt.
Unacceptable. If you're on the punt
actually going to take a delay of game, rather.
You know, some of these guys, they're on special teams. That's it. They're punt team, punt return. You gotta know. You gotta be paying attention and know the situation. You're behind the sticks. It's obvious punting situation.
Well, it will back them up just a bit. So a pair of penalties here for the Broncos. Put them again. While Royal has to climb the ladder to go get that one nearly blocked. Able to get it away, but it is a wretched start for the Broncos as they will barely get the ball up to where a first down would have been on the punt.
They're honestly lucky that it's even in front of the 10-yard line. Little chaos happened. You know, somebody didn't show up.
Yeah, it's football's an odd sport where there's so many cogs, you know, and one cog doesn't do it. It can really mess things up. And DeSoto will take advantage of that miscue and have very good field position here as they'll start this drive at the 26-yard line. Option, kick it, ball loose, still picked up. No, they're going to call it.
Forward pass.
They're going to call it a forward pass.
It was close.
It was close. It's good on the, that was a really good call if that's the case. Certainly a good one for the Broncos.
It was definitely a fantastic read by the quarterback.
He held on to that for a while.
He held it till the last second, and the pitchback was open. The defensive back was there, but he was a little too far deep. There was no receiver on that side, so there's really no reason for him to be given that type of cushion. He needs to run up and get to that pitchback.
So they'll run it again with the fullback. Hutchinson, turn, hand it to him. Not much, hit initially by Richardson, helped out by Debiak, and then finally finished off for Spring Hill by Thomas Davis. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Broncos. An opportunity here to get off the field after the miscue on the option. And then a stop here of just a gain of 1 on the carry by the fullback.
And you got to think this is probably 4-down territory, I would assume. A little bit far out for a field goal.
Well, you got a 25-mile-an-hour sustained wind.
Well, that's true.
Kick it up in the air and let it go.
Yeah. I'd go for it.
Quarterback under center, Carson Miller. Option near side, kick it. He's got his man, and it's blocked perfectly, and this will be a touchdown. Ain't nothing but a thing on that right there as Jaden Lang takes that one into the end zone for touchdown. And a 24-yard scamper by Lang.
Back to assignment football. The defensive end on this close side, which would be Debiak, he got sucked in, and that's his job to keep the outside contained to make it a lot more difficult. That was way too easy of a read for that quarterback.
I don't know why anybody runs any other offense other than that one. The option's perfection. It's more guys there than the defense has, and if it's ran right, it's unstoppable.
You're 100% right. If you can face a team that's extremely disciplined, you're going to struggle. And those good teams of Hutchinson back in the day, very, very similar to what they did.
Well, it's a 3-play drive for the Wildcats, taking advantage of a miscue by the Broncos. We'll take a quick timeout next. See what the Broncos can respond on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
.906 to go. In this first quarter, Broncos find themselves in an early 7-0 hole. DeSoto taking advantage of the short field. Miscue on the first play and kind of went south from that point on. Broncos opportunity here to respond. They certainly can do it. And this time they'll let that kick sail over the head of McCann. The Broncos will have good field position at their own 20 as they'll start this one. Again, you didn't really get a chance to see the Broncos go to work there. McCann the one carry. Pipkin had one carry as well, and then an incomplete pass after they found themselves on 1st and 15. And then a 24-yard run on the option to Lang. The Broncos will look to respond here. Running backs to either side with Pipkin to the left and McCann to the right. They'll run it to Pipkin, hole on the near side. And will fall forward for a gain of about 3 on first down, bring up second down and 7.
Had a slight chance to cut it out there. Didn't quite see the read.
And they'll call it 4 officially and bring up a second down and 6 for the Broncos. Tied in near side, that's D'Albini. They'll run opposite way with McCann. Good hole left side. McCann diving forward near a first down. It'll be just a yard shy. It'll be a gain of 5 and it'll bring up a third down and 1. Almost keep your feet there. He had a chance to keep on going, but somebody got a hold of him, and he dives for just a few.
Well, that's kind of how he runs, like a missile.
He'll get it again this near side and get a little penetration. He knows where the sticks are. That was
He sure
him
does.
feeling it. It wasn't going to happen big, so get what you can. Dive forward. First down of the game for the Broncos on a 2-yard plunge by Colton McKenna. The Broncos pick up a first down across the 30 up to the 31. Same formation with wide receivers to both sides and running backs to each side of B-Shore. Near side, big penetration is coming right through the line. Almost unabated was number 39. And Sam Torline, we mentioned him as the leading tackler on this team, 6'1", 203. And he gets one there. Lucky to get back to line of scrimmage, no gain.
I don't know if that was a stunt that they called or if he just juked the lineman across from him, but that's something they're going to have to move their feet a little bit better. The lineman was stationary on that one, just tried to reach block him, and that's not going to work against a guy like that.
Second down and 10 to go for Spring Hill. 7:34 to go first quarter. 7-0 Broncos down here against DeSoto. Early going. Kirshner to the near side. 2 wide receivers now far side. Lone man in the backfield is Pipkin. Rolling, B-short looking. He'll flip it out. He wants Colton McCann in the flat out there, able to get it to him for a nice pickup on second down and 10. He'll get beyond the 35, up near the 37. See where they put him out of bounds. Not a great spot, but up to the 36. It'll be a gain of 4.5. We'll call it 5, and a third down and manageable here for the Broncos.
It's a good throw by Beshore on that, running to his left side.
Third down and 5. Run it this way, flip it, option kick out for McKenna. Little trick canery there, and it went bad. I don't mind that play call. Just they covered it pretty well. And
they did.
Able to make a loss on that one. I don't know how to even write that down in my little drive chart. We'll give it to McKenna for he's going to have to eat the 5 yards.
I guess so.
Unfortunately, he was the guy with the ball the last time. So a punting situation after they pick up their first down. And the last snap was a little high and nearly blocked. 6:43 to go here first quarter. This one a little bit more on target and able to get away and into that stiff wind. It'll hold up, be fielded right there, and tackled immediately on the return for Cole Heitman. And that's where DeSoto will start this with 6:33 to go in the first quarter.
Well, it looks like we had the full squad on there, so that helps.
Yep. So DeSoto a little bit more field to work with, but still really good field position as they'll start this one at their own 48-yard line. An old phone booth setup here with everybody kind of pretty tight. Double wings with the fullback, Hutchinson. They'll send a man in motion, run option that way, kick it. Again, wide open on that far side, and he will take it to the house. Nearly takes it house. Good hustle to track down from behind by Miles Bell to be able to get up there and make that play, but not before a huge gain by Drew Parks, 6'1", 160-pound sophomore. The wingback on the near side on that play and able to get the pitch. And all the way up to the 4-yard line. It's a 48-yard run by Parks.
That's something our outside linebackers have struggled with. Backs out of the backfield, they've struggled with that in the passing game, and it looks to be a struggle to continue tonight with the option game.
First down and goal from the 4-yard line. Same formation, turn, handoff, fullback, Hutchinson dragging forward, following the big nasties up into the goal line, but it's going to be just short. Gain of 3 on the carry by Hutchinson. And it'll be second down and goal just outside the 1.
The impressive thing for quarterbacks that are in this type of system like DeSoto runs is they have to just be on the ball. So they have to know what the dive back's doing, what the pitch back's doing, what their own responsibility is, reading the defensive end.
Second down and goal from the 2. Miller, the quarterback, send a man in motion. He'll keep it himself, drive into the end zone, touchdown, Wildcats. As the quarterback able to keep it, Carson Miller, the junior, plunges in from 2 yards out. Miller, older brother, pretty good quarterback for them a couple years ago here as well, Jackson. And
he went and played at the college level, correct?
He's a very good athlete.
Yeah.
And they will kick the point after. On the attempt here by Miziel Calderon. Nearly getting there was James Newton, but that will end that drive as the Wildcats strike again. They've ran 6 plays total, and they lead 14-0. 5:13 to play in the first. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Line.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle hauling and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
DeSoto looking to kick it away once again. They won the toss as well. They'll have it coming out of the locker room. They kick it away for the third time. Last drive went 52 yards. The big play on there, the 48-yard run by their wingback Drew Parks. Got him down inside the red zone, and then 2 plays later plunged in from 2 yards out. Did the quarterback Carson Miller. So now with 5:13 to play in this first quarter, Broncos trying to get something going offensively. Turn, handoff, Pipkin far side, nothing doing. And that Bronco O-line not getting much of a push up front.
Yeah, right now they're kind of back on their heels. DeSoto smelling blood in the water.
Cats don't like water, Matt.
Well, these ones might.
2 tight ends set now with Pipkin in the backfield behind B-Shore. They'll play action rolling. A little bit of time for Tyson to look down the field. Still surveying. He's got D'Albini. And Cooper was wide open. And he would have been able to get to the sticks, but B-Shore never saw him. Able to run for a gain of a few. Gets out of bounds.
Just took a little bit. The rollout took a little bit too long to develop. To get in a good position to throw, that is.
Thought he picked up more than he did there. Only a gain of a yard and 3rd down and 9. And Broncos looking at a quick 3 and out here possibly. 2 wide receivers each side. B-Shore again, plenty of time. Now flushed.
D'Albini's wide open again.
And they'll have to throw it underneath for McCann. It was never going to get there. And the Broncos, quick, very quick 3 and out. They started that drive with 5:13. It took less than 45 seconds. Not ideal when another team's ran 6 plays and scored twice. And that will end that drive.
Definitely out of sync this evening. They just look a step slower to DeSoto and just kind of, not as crisp as we've come to accustom the last few weeks.
3rd punt of the game here for Spring Hill. Carson Royal stands just inside his own 10-yard line. Saunders back to return it for the Wildcats. Good snap. He'll get a good boot into this one. Again, that wind is gnarly. And that thing just holds up, takes a terrible bounce. And there's a penalty flag going to come in at the very end of that play. Not exactly sure what that's going to be. Moved up a little bit more. Perhaps holding.
Hold. Spot foul looks like.
Could help them out even more. You talked to Coach Feeback, though. Perhaps his holding against the Wildcats may back them up just a hair. Well, into this win, if the Broncos have another opportunity, they will at least one more time in the next half, to go into this win. You may consider going for it on 4th down. If you're not producing much more in a punting game than that, you might want to think about just go for it. Throw a ball down the field, see what happens.
Worst case scenario, throw a deep interception.
Yeah. You can hear that wind. I don't know if you can on the broadcast, but the official trying to – it's pointless.
Well, I've been told twice now that cats don't like water, but do they like wind? I just got a text that said they don't like water either. So,
don't like water, don't like wind.
These DeSoto Wildcats,
they like the option.
They like blood.
Yeah, they like the option here. And that takes advantage. That was against the Broncos, so it'll move them forward inside the 20-yard line once again, as they will start this at the Spring Hill 18. 4:22 to go, first quarter. A deluge here in DeSoto. 2 wings again, the fullback Hutchinson. They'll send a man in motion. Option near side. Quarterback Miller trying to hold on to it, trying to pick it. He'll kick it last minute. And he does, able to get it out to his man, Parks. And Parks will
living on the edge.
Yeah, inside the 3-yard line. He is, but he looked like he'd done that before. And
it was definitely the right read. I mean, the running back had a clear lane again. It would have been a decent gain for Miller without even pitching it.
16 yards on the first down carry, and the Wildcats are looking at 1st and goal from the 2. Broncos without a couple of key players up front. That's showing here in this one. Looking over to the far sideline, you see Carter Meek not in this one. Sure I know that's a factor for them. Offensively, turn, handoff left side this time. And it will be a touchdown. I'm not sure who plunged in there on that one. It was
QB.
The quarterback, Miller, his second score of the half, his second score of the quarter. And another 2-yard run, and now their play total is up to 8. Silence is deafening. Kick it again for Calderon. He'll punch it through. 21-0 Broncos in a hole here on the road at DeSoto. See if they can figure it out when we come back on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
$21-0 Broncos against it here, against a really good DeSoto team that knows what they do and do it well. And we've seen it on display in the first quarter of this one so far.
Well, and you could just, DeSoto's been, they've been 5A a long time, and they're in a 5A conference, which, it's not the EKL or the Sunflower League, but their conferences, they're similarly sized schools.
McCann closed on in a hurry on that kick coverage. And that's their good linebacker, and Sam Torline making the play on special teams as well. Broncos will have the ball at the 21-yard line, and we've seen it at times this year where the Broncos have been very efficient and known exactly what they're doing and been able to execute it well and against good competition. Against Lewisburg a few weeks ago,
Absolutely.
we saw it. And
Lewisburg's a good team.
Just got to go back to the basics here.
Is Lewisburg as good as DeSoto? They definitely don't have the depth or the sizes for DeSoto, not even close.
Nope. Start the 22. Turn, hand off McCann, and not much.
The thing, the type of football that DeSoto runs, you can tell some of these guys have grown up in this system. They've grown up when they were little. Something probably similar to middle school, and they're just very efficient with what they do. Yeah, which is how you start a program.
You think Carson Miller doesn't know how to run the option after watching his older brother run it?
Oh, absolutely.
For the same team. Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Yep.
Classic example. It's irrelevant to most people watching it. Webb City High School in Missouri has done this for 30 years now. The same head coach, same style, pretty similar type of football as well. They just win 4A state titles in Missouri every other year. 2 tight ends. Pitch it outside, try to get over the top. Good catch by Colt McCann, but upended again. Missed block there on the near side, and good open field tackle. That's the young Evan Brown out there at the wide receiver spot's got to hold that block if he's able to do it. And McCann makes that awesome catch. He's going to have a little bit of running room, but instead going backwards with the Broncos. It's a loss of 4 on the pass to McCann. Back-to-back negative plays here for Spring Hill, trying to overcome it. 3rd and 15. Broncos are going to have to call a timeout. Personnel trying to get the right guys in the field. They'll take a timeout. We will too. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Bronco fans can find us at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2015. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every.
Here we go, Broncos on 3rd down and 15. Inside their own 20. Straight drop. A little bit of time for Beshore, looking still. He'll flip it out. He's got D'Albini and trying to lead him up there just a little high and out of reach in a punting situation once again for Spring Hill. 4th and 15. They'll punt it away. The 4th of the quarter. The passing game is pretty well covered down the field. We've seen, and again, you're going into the wind. It's going to be tough to get that ball very far, so they've been pretty short routes and pretty compacted here defensively, but nobody open really in the passing game. Royal again to punt it away. Knuckler catches and goes straight sideways. And another very good field position.
Well, in other interesting news, the Pitt State Gorillas are currently up 20-6 on the Kansas Jayhawks in their exhibition game. So
the girls went up and beat UMKC.
Did they really?
Earlier this.
It's Kansas City now. Excuse me.
Oh. What is it?
I think it's the University of Kansas City.
Oh, it's the University.
Or Kansas City University, one of the two.
Oh. I didn't get that memo.
Luckily, they took the Missouri part out of it because that kind of ruined it.
Shots fired. Looking down the field, okay. Miller looking down, a little bit of a duck. Nobody looked back for it. He got contact just as he was getting rid of it. Thomas Davis was there giving the highlight so far the first half defensively for Spring Hill as Miller was under duress.
That was definitely
and
an
incomplete pass, yeah.
Well, they finally got some pressure. We were able to make it through the line. Granted, it's the first pass play of DeSoto's.
And well covered down the field as well. We talked about them getting sucked up, and they did not in that instance. Perhaps the pressure helped in that.
Technically, it's a second pass play.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking.
That's right. Wings to both sides, fullback Hutchinson. Miller will be under center. Center man in motion. That's Lang. Turn, handoff. Hutchinson breaks through the original arm tackle of Debiak. And able to rumble forward for a gain of about 8. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 for DeSoto.
What's on Debiak's helmet on the side, though?
It's all just not paint.
It's chipped off, huh?
Yeah. Get a paint job. That helmet will be due for one. Hutchinson with a gain of 8. 3rd down and 2. 4 down territory, certainly for DeSoto. Lang in motion. Turn, option, near side, kick, ball loose. Ball, Bronco ball as Tiafau falls on top of it. Just the break the Broncos needed. And Keanu Tiafau right where he needed to be to get that first big play of the first half for the Broncos. And we'll see what we can do with some momentum as the first miscue. 100% the very first mistake of the game. Even the forward pass that was not a pass was pretty good.
Even the other fumble bounced right back up to the ball carrier. And, you know, if there's one critique over option football, it's you put yourself in a little bit more difficult position for turnovers, for fumbles especially.
Broncos need a first down. They've had one in the game so far. They'll start this one at their own 33-yard line, and they'll start behind the sticks once again as somebody jumps off sides. If you're going to dig a hole in a game, you dig it early. And if you got a chance to get back into it, you hope you got time on your hands.
Well, if you remember the game between these two last year, Spring Hill raced out to a 28-0 lead, and then DeSoto scored 2 straight touchdowns in the second half to kind of make it interesting. So they've definitely got that game on their mind. They felt like they really outplayed the Broncos the second half last year. So,
well, 1st and 15 now for Spring Hill. This will back them up to the 28. Tied in near side is D'Albini, 2 wide receivers far side. McKenna and Pipkin to both sides. Beshore flush, giving chase, nearly getting out. Now he'll try to get out of the pocket and turn that corner, not able to do so, and a big loss as he's finally tracked down.
He's going to need to throw that away.
That's actually 35, not 38. That is made by Sam Marchand, and it's a big loss on it. Timeout going to be taken by DeSoto. So, yeah, they'll hold on to this wind a little bit perhaps. It'll be second and a long way when we return. 2nd and 19. We will return in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Line.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic. So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services. Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
Second down and 19. They'll hand draw, just straight dive. Again, going to make Coach King use those timeouts with the wind at their back as they will take their second. And DeSoto certainly with this 21-point lead. You look at this other side of this 5A bracket, too, and certainly the way things are going right now for Spring Hill, not looking great. You look at two teams that are probably on a collision course in 5A that are in the same school district.
They are, and, I was thinking of that earlier. DeSoto's, they look and see what their brethren across the town are doing right now, and, they want a piece of that, too. And DeSoto's they have played them in the state semifinal game and lost in a tight game several years ago, and, Mill Valley is susceptible. I mean, you saw what they did against Olathe North where they gave up, I think it was 4 or 5 interceptions and 2 pick sixes. So, you're telling me there's a chance.
Broncos trying to overcome it here, though, as they have it 3rd and 17 at their own 21-yard line. One man in the backfield. He'll stand to block. Be sure looking downfield. He'll let it rip. Throwing down for Evan Brown, and in and out of his hands, just kind of ran out of real estate. Good coverage by Heitman, their main defender in the secondary, and it'll force another punt.
Really pretty decent throw by Beshore. Just kind of ran out of real estate on the side there.
So
unfortunately, one more punt into the wind for this half.
Yep. Carson Royal will be the happiest guy in the stadium whenever they flip ends.
No kidding.
Saunders again back to receive. He'll scoot up a little bit. Coach telling him move up all the way inside the 45 now of the Broncos, and this will be a decent punt. Take a good roll for the Broncos, his best of the game, and all the way down to the DeSoto 47. That's where the Wildcats will start again. They've scored on 3 out of their 4 drives. The last one ended on a fumble. We'll see if the Bronco defense could get another stop. Marathon of a first quarter, despite the running. Tell you what, big number 72, 6'6", 355, and a sophomore. On the left guard, just on the near side here, guard. Watch him go to work. Ouch. He ran right behind him. Good play.
A little late. He kind of pulled that late from the dive back.
Good penetration.
Well,
I just happened to be watching at that point of attack right there. And Trigg Smith, I think a little bit disruptive, along with Casey O'Neill. Kind of that submarine, I mentioned that when I was talking about him in the starting lineups. Casey O'Neill undersized, but he plays so low. No gain on that one. Turn. Quarterback keeper again, Miller. Read it. James Newton, no chance. And he's in the open field, and here goes Miller. He's got some scoots. 53-yard touchdown.
The lunge at the goal line, just like the 100-meter dash. Very well read.
53-yard touchdown run by Carson Miller. And James Newton's out there on an island.
Well, that's not the quarterback's fault. That's the outside linebacker, defensive end.
Yeah. If he's having to make the decision, you need 2 guys out there. You need one to take that pitch back and one to take the quarterback, and he had to make a pick, and Miller made that little ball fake, and Newton had to make a decision, and that's not all you can do there.
Yep, that's right. That's a missed assignment, and we've talked about multiple times that in option football, there's a guy that's supposed to be on the quarterback, that is his job. He is watching the quarterback, and the quarterback reads that person. Obviously, the quarterback read the fact that there was nobody there, so he kept it and used his athleticism to race down the field for a score.
28-0. We still are in the first quarter. We're back at 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
You have to be.
Kick it away, Will DeSoto. This will be returnable for McKenna. Rather, that is Ryan Paul on the far side. He'll pick his way through up near the 23-yard line, and that's where the Broncos will start this one. DeSoto up 28-0. Scored on a three-play drive, that's 6. Two-play, that's 8. 2 plays and a fumble, it's 10. 12 plays. They ran 12 plays, and one of those was a fumble. And that will be the end of the quarter.
Technically, for DeSoto, the ball's hit the ground 3 times. One was an incomplete. That it looked like a fumble, and then they actually did fumble, and it bounced back up to the ball carrier.
With 1 quarter in the books, we'll take another quick timeout. Second quarter coming next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Broncos running a little trick play here. They've got a man down the field, Junior Jar, just not able to connect on it was Beshore. Well executed, a little end-around double reverse. They ran it to McKenna, then flipped it to Evan Brown, and flipped it back to Beshore, who tossed it down. And Jar had gotten a little bit of separation, but just overthrown. Again, the wind can work for you, and
yeah,
it worked a little much.
Well, that's something you got to get used to. He's used to having to muscle through it for 15 or for 12 minutes. Now it's the opposite. Now he's got a gift behind him.
So that'll be an incomplete pass. Bring up a second down and 10. Turn, handoff McKenna. Good hole. Punch it forward across the 30. Best run of the game so far for the Broncos. A gain of 9 for Colton McKenna. And it'll bring up a third down and 1 for Spring Hill. Broncos, I believe, just the 1 first down.
Correct. I'd say feed McKenna.
Third down and 1, quickly. McKenna, got to get outside. He will. He'll have the first down. And that's a good, smart play there by Colton McKenna. He recognizes that's something you just don't see that often, is Colton recognizing he was trying to get to the edge, and he was not going to beat Charlie Tadlock to that spot. And Colton, I believe, is shaken up a little bit on the play as well, but he was not going to beat Tadlock to that spot, so decided to just put his foot in the ground and get upfield. And good contact with Tadlock, and that's the reason he's down, I believe, right now. Colton will rise to his feet, gingerly make himself to the sideline. Week 10 of the football season, that's when things start to become a little difficult.
Yeah, you're already beat up, you're already hurting, you're tired, you're sore.
By the time week 10 came around, my senior year of high school, I had a club on one hand for a broken arm and a broken hand, and a club basically on my foot for torn ligaments in my ankle. Still ongoing. Everybody's taped up at this point, getting it going.
That's right.
Able to get the first down, though, on a 3-yard run for McKenna. Flip it over the middle for Junior Jara, and just in and out of his hands a little bit beyond. They were coming up to make the play instead of playing the ball there. Charlie Tadlock in a hurry, back-to-back plays for him.
Good. I like the play call. The play was there.
Second down and 10 on the incomplete pass. Stops the clock, 11:15 to go first half. No handoff, Pipkin. Big hole near side. Pipkin picking his way through there and up across the 40. And it'll be a good gain of 5 yards and bring up a third down and 5 for the Broncos. Broncos quick to the line of scrimmage, not wasting a lot of time. Now they will wait and get the play in. They had hustled to the line of scrimmage in back-to-back plays. McKenna is not being looked at or anything on the sideline, just standing next to coach waiting to come into the ball game, expecting him to return. 3rd down and 5. They'll send it. Send Pipkin looking wide open. D'Albini's got the catch in a big hole. Across the 45 up near the 40-yard line. And it will be a gain of 20 yards up to D'Albini.
That's great throw and catch.
Very good
well
play
done.
there by those two. Biggest play of the game for the Broncos, quickly to the ball, up to the 41. Their first time, and now a penalty flag going to be thrown on the near side judge. I'm not sure what the call is. Called a legal substitution against the Wildcats.
We'll take it.
I'm not sure if they ran somebody on late. I didn't see exactly what the infraction was, but that is a benefit for the Broncos. Best opportunity of the game so far for Spring Hill to try to stop the Tide a little bit. Turn, handoff again, Pipkin. Not much there for Draven. It'll be no gain on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 5. They'll give him a little bit, actually. They're going to give him a yard on the carry. We'll give it to him as well. We're more gracious even than they are. And he'll go out of the game, and back in comes Colton McKenna. 2nd down and 4 for Spring Hill, just inside 10 minutes to play first half. Hear that wind whipping around. Old Glory's not starched like it was earlier, but still waving in the wind. Beshore calls for it. Turn handoff McKenna. He'll fall forward for a gain of a couple. It'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable 3rd down and 2 for Spring Hill. The 9th play of this drive, their best drive of the game. Third down and about 2 here for.
You got to think they would go for it here, regardless if they get it. I mean,
yeah. Turn handoff. Nope, keep it. Good read by Beshore. Try to turn it up, and he is going to be rocked. And then that's what the sophomore quarterback doesn't have that Colton McKenna does have is know whether you got the edge or not, and then when you don't, turn it upfield, get upfield. He'd have got the first down. He didn't.
Correct. And wouldn't have gotten rocked.
Yeah.
Not a good feeling. But he popped right back up. Tough kid.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage on 4th down. They go in a hurry, does McKenna. Now he's trying to pick his way through, fighting for it, and he's going to be up close. I think he's got the first down. Just barely enough for Colton McKenna to keep the chains going.
That's exactly what you said right there. He just knew he couldn't get the corner, so he just took everything he had, got that extra yard, and was able to sneak through for the first down. Heady play.
Back-to-back first downs, now 3 of them on this drive for the Broncos, after only having 1 through the first quarter of play. Kirshen will be the wide out to the far side. Near side will be Evan Brown. Pipkin just to the right and in front of Beshore, and then behind him is McKenna. McKenna bounce, cuts back against it, and a nice run on first down for Colton McKenna. Get number 5 going just a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
That time he had a lead blocker in Pipkin as well. And it'll be a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd down and 5 for the Broncos. Already a better second half than the first half for Spring Hill. Trying to put something together here. Beshore, turn, handoff, McKenna. Another good push off that right side. A good run for Colton as he'll be up near a first down. He'll be just shy.
O-line's starting to establish themselves considerably better than they were. They're digging their toes in, firing off the ball.
Third down and 1 for Spring Hill. Just try to keep this drive going. Again, McKenna, another.
Forward progress is, but it's going to be close.
I believe he's going to be just across the 20, and that's where he needed to go. First
Looks
down.
like
just a gain of maybe a yard and a half, but enough for a first down. Fourteenth play of this drive. It started at the 12-minute mark. It started the second quarter, so the Broncos approaching the 5-minute mark of this drive. If nothing else, this is keeping DeSoto on the sideline from scoring.
Had that exact thought.
Pass, drop, look, over the top, trying for Junior Jordan. Just knocked away at the last minute. Good play there defensively by Davis Barr. 6'3", DB coming up to knock that one, and if he doesn't, it's junior jar into the end zone.
That's why you like a tall defensive back. And I say that being a short person, but he wouldn't have made that play if he was 5'3" like me.
Now that you pointed this out, it's the first time I've noticed that you're short. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't feel short.
No, you don't.
My height's my feel height is like 6'3".
Oh, you do play. You play tall.
That's right.
McKenna puts a head into somebody and then gets it right back on a second down or first down play. Not much there, but across the 20 into the red zone. We'll take it. That was a second down play, rather. Man, that pass was real close. It was really good ball also by Beshore.
And the receiver did a good job getting open. It was just really well played.
16th play. I love it. Can't beat them, join them. You know?
That's right.
Get first downs here. They have more plays on this drive than DeSoto has in the game. Turn, handoff, no play action rather. Looking, plenty of time for Beshore. Time to look down the field. Throws it up top, trying to get D. Albini on the sideline. And
double coverage. That's tough. He really didn't have too many options on that one. Took a little bit too long to develop. Let the coverage settle in a little bit. That's something Beshore will learn in the offseason. He's got to get rid of the ball a little quicker. He's got to set his feet faster. And, being only a sophomore, there's a lot of learning going on this year.
Yeah, a quarterback, it's tough, and I've never really played it, but you got to throw when they're going to be open, not when they are, because that window closes so quickly.
And I think that's something that he struggled with a little bit this year. But again, he's 16 years old.
Go for it on fourth down and long.
Babies.
Pressure coming, screen pass, knocked out of the air, and wanted Colton McCann and Torline, the linebacker, all over that one. Read that one from the word go. Was right there to swat it out of the air.
And I don't mind the play call. I like a screen in that situation, especially going to your best player. But, like I said, it was read well by DeSoto.
17-play drive and turned over on downs. They took 5 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock.
And DeSoto's back down there watching their gigantic TV.
I almost had to sell at Best Buy.
That thing's huge.
Well, DeSoto will start this drive at their worst field position of the game, inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Miller, turn, handoff Hutchinson, and nearly got through that first line. Tackle made, and it was a probably touchdown-saving tackle. It shouldn't be that way by Bo Gardner, able to get in there and make a play. Bo, get some playing time here. Picks up 6. Brings up a second down and 4 for DeSoto. Turn that crowd mic down. Don't want to listen to that wind.
It's howling.
Well, luckily, it'll be mixed with rain tomorrow. So.
Luckily, we're playing tonight.
Send a man in motion. Turn hand again for Hutchinson. Well played. Broncos have done well against the dive. And Hutchinson, for the most part, and they're able to drive him back for maybe a yard and a half gain up across the 26 to the 27.
Well, that's the strength of the Broncos right there is their front four.
And Bo Gardner back-to-back plays as well. 3rd down and 2. They need to get to the 29-yard line to the Wildcats. Inside 5 minutes to go first half. Two wings, fullback, and Miller. Everybody going and jumping off sides, near side right tackle. Get a little right guard, rather. Grant Brownwell going to jump off sides. Up front, pretty big, 6'3", 271.
Right bikes with his dad.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. My DeSoto connection is where I started.
Is his dad 6'3", 271 riding a bike?
Nope. Not even close. I'm not sure where he got his size.
Not to say you couldn't at that big, but, I mean, I'm not going to do it. Because a win like this blow you right over.
That's right.
Two wings. Hutchinson again, that fullback behind Miller. Wide receiver far side. They'll send a man in motion. That's Lang. Turn, keep it. Miller, big hole, a little counter action with the quarterback play. And he is off down the sidelines. Speedy. Nobody on the Broncos team able to get him. That will be a 78-yard touchdown run by Miller. It's a nice play. That is student body left, except everybody but the quarterback. And when they ran it that way, everybody went that way, and then he ran play action that way, almost or faked the handoff that way, and then snuck back out the back door. And once he got the open field, he is super fast. And 17 plays a moment ago by the Broncos, 3 plays. They have not had a drive past 5 plays, I don't believe. Come on to kick the point after is Calderon. Post snap, but punched through. 35-0, 4:19 to play first half. We're back at 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi, Grandma. I'm really sorry. I won't be able to make it today. I have way too much homework, and you don't have enough internet.
Oh, honey, I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, I need more internet in my house.
Well, you could have just called, right?
Oh.
Call Go Brawley today.
I've only seen highlights, too.
I bet we find out.
So, well,
we should carry our conversation just right onto the air.
We should. Might as well.
It's about this score, 35-0 Broncos trailing here on the road. They've gotten snake bitten here by a pretty good DeSoto team that knows what they do and do it well. And that last play, a tough one to defend. I mean,
well, if you're like,
what are you gonna do?
If you're out of position, you're out of position against this type of scheme. I mean, they're not doing anything fancy. They're just doing what they do really, really well.
Near side fielded by Jackson Torres, able to get back against the grain. Not big return, but decent field position for the Broncos as they'll start this one at their own 33-yard line.
That said, what they do is really well, and, not a lot of teams do this right now. A lot of it's more of the zone read and, spreading things out a little bit. And, DeSoto's kind of found their niche, and they've developed their athletes to function in this system, and they function really well.
Head coach Brian King from Onega High School.
Nice. They host a weightlifting tournament every spring.
Turn handoff near side for McKenna, trying to pick his way through. Decent push off the near side. He'll fall forward for a gain of a couple up near the 30. They just give him to the 34, just a gain of 1. Broncos going to spread it out a little bit. 2 wide receivers stacked to the far side. DiAlbini in front of Kirshner. 2 to the near side. Jara in front of Brown. Straight drop, looking left, looking for Brown. Throws it underneath. Good route. Snuck out of Torres, rather. He's at the sticks. He's got a first down.
Well done.
Yep. Ran to one. Jara ran him and then took his defender and able to get to the sticks and a first down. It's a gain of 9 on the completion. And a first down. Same formation. Turn, handoff. McKenna. And a good surge across the 45 up near the 46-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 on first down. Brings up second down and 7. Yeah, you're going to have to get a little inside-outside. That's where the passing game comes in to try to loosen them up just a little bit. The one thing, oftentimes I have seen teams that play this style of offense, they can be susceptible to the pass because they just don't see it in practice.
Correct.
They don't see it all that much. Although the league they play in, I believe, throws the ball around a little bit. So this time McKenna will be to the right. 2 tight ends. Throw it again underneath for Torres. Penalty flag comes in. That one airmailed just a little bit by Bishore. Got to get that down for Torres and put plenty of mustard on as well.
And the win.
And the win. We'll see what the call is.
I think it would be in the area of pass interference, maybe not holding.
Ineligible man downfield.
Ineligible, okay.
Never had that penalty called against me. I am pretty staunch. Stay within the 3 yards.
Is that because you didn't want to run down?
Yeah, exactly. I was just it was energy conservation mode.
Hey, that makes sense.
It was I think it was somebody was covered up, tied in.
Yeah.
Tight end was covered up, so he wasn't eligible and then ran down the field. So the formation kind of got him on that one. They'll lose 5. It'll back them up. B-Shore, a little bit of time now. Flushed, looking, lets it fly. He's got his man Kirshner. Kirshner got to make a man miss. He's able to do so, and then brought down quickly by Torline.
That's a long throw.
Long throw, indeed. All for a gain of about 3 yards. Third down and 10. Approaching the 2-minute mark of this first half. Mike Grand, Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show coming your way. We'll talk about this a little bit. Swinging outside for McCanny. He's got past the defenders and down the field at the 45-40. Colton McCanny will walk it about at the 35-yard line.
Well done.
It's a 20-yard completion on the pass out there. Just got it over the top of the defender. McCann was calling for it through that hand out there. They'll give it 19, actually. And inside Wildcat territory and keep this drive alive at 36.
When in doubt, put it in your best player's hands.
Indeed. Canada in the slot, trying to figure out where he's going to get. They're going to go no back, 5 wide, will the Broncos. Play clock down to 6. Soto's got mismatch. They don't have the right personnel, I don't believe, out there. They'll flip it out there for McCann, and just incomplete, a little bit outside of him. Going to bring up a second down at 10. We'll have some scores from around the area. A lot of games got moved from Friday to Thursday to try to avoid some of that rain. I guess we'll find out. Some of those teams held fast, and they'll get to play in the rain. I think what I text the AD from Gerard was the quote from 300, then we'll fight in the shade.
As long as there's no lightning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've had a few of those. Yeah. Those are fun. 2 wide receivers to each side. McCann is just to the left, and now a flag going to come in.
Well, the lineman might have flinched.
Going to be a penalty against the Broncos. It's the way the game started, and a little bit of foreshadowing in that first play. The Broncos have been trying to overcome it ever since. Straight drop for B-Shore. He'll flip it outside. He wants Kirshner, and Kirshner, that's going to be incomplete. Luckily for the Broncos, it is. And it will bring up a 3rd and long for Spring Hill. If you have an incomplete pass on first down, then a penalty, you're just always going to kind of be behind it.
Yeah,
and that's tough.
You know, this is not Spring Hill's game. They can throw the ball. However, their bread and butter is running the ball.
3rd and 15. Straight drop. Now flushed. Looking right, looking down the field. Flush to the right. He'll flip it out. And then here, you take it. He flips it out to McCanna, and that's going to bring up a 4th down at 15, and now we'll see what they do.
Probably good.
Ryan Jackson have a crack at it. That 30-mile-an-hour wind. What are we looking at here? 56, 57-yard field goal.
Piece of cake.
Arson Royal will come out. He'll get a punt with that win for the first time here in this second quarter. After I believe he had 5 first-quarter punts. Saunders back to return. He'll be inside his own 10 at the 9-yard line. He'll bring Pipkin in late as that up back. And over the head of Carson Royal.
He wasn't
Still
even
got
ready.
time. He'll peek. Thought about peeking. Now he'll try to do something. And
Royal wasn't even ready. It just got snapped. You could tell he looked and he was like, what in the heck? Yeah, to brighten the mood, though, when I coached over at Lexington Trails across the parking lot, we had
we're going to hear about the glory days.
No, they got a good story here. We ran on our punt team.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminded me earlier because one of the guys didn't run out. We went out to punt, had a penalty, could not figure out we had a guy missing. We had 10. You know who was missing? The punter. He said, I didn't know I was on the punt team. I said, you're the punter.
News to him.
It was news to him. He heard about it for the next quarter.
Option near side, kick out. First guy who scored was Jaden Lang, and he'll peek inside and get a few extra. And a pretty easy 20-yard pickup there for Lang. Multiple times they've started drives deep inside Bronco territory, and this one no difference. Even with the wind at their back, not able to do it in the punt game.
Well, that's snapping him over his head like that when he's not even ready. Pipkin wasn't on the field until the last second. There's just something. They're just out of sorts. They're not paying. They're not focused. And I get it. You're down 35-0. I mean, yeah, they're high school kids, and when things aren't going your way, it's hard to focus. It's hard for them to focus in general. Or for me to focus in general, but that's beside the point.
They drop him off sides. We'll see who they get that on. I believe Thomas Davis came across early. He did when that wingback took off. Got a little froggy and jumped ahead, so a free 5 there. Will get it inside up to the 5-yard line. That story's been shared more than a few times, hasn't it?
That's right. Coach Dingle is my counterpart in that game.
Toss, fake it, keep it. Miller, hit, brought down. Tell you who showed up tonight to play some defense is Bo Gardner.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten a ton of playing time in that interior D-line. We've called his name from time to time. 6'3", 200-pound sophomore will be a factor for them, and he's already playing here tonight as a sophomore, part of that strong sophomore front four. No gain on the play. Turn, handoff, Hutchinson. He'll be bottled up and brought down, Debiak. Another thing this offense lends itself, and you talked about in your keys to the game, is keeping your linebackers free. Almost impossible. I mean, that's their
tough.
job. Their job is to get the linebacker, and you're trying to block all the people in front of you. And
Well, we talk about the defense, everybody having an assignment. That's it's the same on offense.
Keeper, Miller, kick, Lang, diving, touchdown. 4-yard plunge for Lang, his second of the game. And 41-0 with the point after forthcoming. Calderon has been good. He's out right now as they'll try out another kicker.
This is their against the wind kicker option.
He'll kick it up and through. 42-0. Broncos find a tough one here tonight in DeSoto. We're back in 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare. Advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Just 23 seconds remaining in this first half. Broncos will receive from DeSoto. B.J. Harris, Matt Jones, Ryan Hilmer back in DeSoto. It's been all Wildcats here in the first half of this one. Really good football team here in DeSoto. Short kick. Fielded at the 25-yard line by Ryan Paul. He'll break off one tackle, fall forward for about a return of 11 yards. Broncos will have it at the 36-yard line with 19 seconds to play here in this first half. I've gone to the locker room down 42 before. There's not much you can talk about in there.
No, you're right.
It's more of a mental game at that point.
That's
you kind of go to the X's and O's, but
sure,
that's
pride.
Yep.
We're talking at wrestling practice the other day. The cool thing about wrestling is that it doesn't matter how big you're down. you can still pin the guy and win the match. So you always have a chance. You don't have to overcome a deficit to get back in it.
So the Broncos will run it out here. They'll start at their own 36-yard line. Straight drop for B-Shore. Pressure coming through, able to escape, looking. Throw it underneath. He's got Kirshner. Good play there of 5 yards up to the 41-yard line. And boy, able to avoid that initial rush by the big fella who was giving chase inside. He's number 90 and not on this roster. That'll be the final play of the first half. Broncos work to do. We'll break this one down, kind of let you know how we got to where we are. And to get you ready for second half action, we'll walk around the area, get you some scores, talk about tomorrow's matchups as well as we discuss it on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Michael and his staff, their goal is to plan for the unexpected, protect your future. Getting to know you and the things that are most important to you will help them customize the right plan for your needs. To learn more, visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill or call 913-592-2336. We'll talk about this one next on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Line.
Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, their number one goal is to protect you and your family. Insurance is complicated and not one size fits all. Michael and his team take pride in the relationship they build with their client members. Let them work with you to customize a plan that protects your livelihood and your future. To learn more, call Michael Grant at Farm Bureau Financial Services 913-592-2336 or visit them at 117 South Main in Spring Hill.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net. or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health. Advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Hello, I'm Dr. Alyssa O'Connor, and I would like to welcome you to Sozo Chiropractic. So many people only seek out a chiropractor when they are in pain, but ongoing wellness care helps you deal with stress and be healthier. At Sozo Chiropractic, the focus is on holistic wellness for any age. I am Webster certified for prenatal care, pediatric trained, as well as a family chiropractor. We also offer acupuncture and sauna services. Sozo is a Greek word that means to heal, to make well, and to restore health. And that is our goal for each one of our patients who walks through the door.
Welcome back out here on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Ryan Hilmer here at DeSoto. It's been all Wildcats in this one. As we'll recap this first half and let you know how we got to where we are. 42-0 is your halftime score. As you see that on the scoreboard, Broncos really finding themselves in a buzzsaw that is the DeSoto Wildcats here in this one. And the Broncos here, they started the ball, and DeSoto, unfortunately, will get the ball to begin the second half as well. So that is, Broncos have not had many stops. The only time they have stopped them has been on a fumble that DeSoto had. We'll get to that. Spring Hill would start this game with their own 17-yard line. They go 3 plays and punt. That was a theme of the first quarter for them. DeSoto, I'll figure up here. I'll write this down as I go through here. They will score their first touchdown in that opening drive as they take over the ball at the 10-20 mark of the first quarter. A 24-yard touchdown run on the third play from scrimmage by Jaden Lang. And they would lead 7-0 with 9:06 to go in the first quarter. Broncos, this time they get their first down of the game, but have to punt at the 6:33 mark. DeSoto again making quick work as they would go 3 plays once again, this time punching it in with their fullback, Bennett Hutchinson, from 2 yards out, lead 14-0 after a Calder on PAT. For the Broncos, they would start at their own 20-yard line, 3 and out again. DeSoto, this time it would only take them 2 plays as they would have very good field position. Punting in the first quarter, pretty rough for the Broncos. Didn't really change the field much and gave short fields often to DeSoto. This time at the 18-yard line, so an 2-play, 18-yard drive capped off at a 2-yard Carson Miller touchdown, his first of the first half. Made it 21-0. Spring Hill again, a 3 and out. DeSoto gets it back. This was their first and really only miscue of the first half as they would start at the Spring Hill 32. Again, good field position, but fumble it with 1:30 to play in the first quarter. It stays 21-0. Spring Hill would start at their own 33-yard line with 90 seconds to go first quarter. Punt. DeSoto gets it back. Another 2-play drive. This time they start at their own 47-yard line, but nothing on the first play. And then the second play, a 53-yard touchdown run by Carson Miller, his second of the half, really the second of the quarter, as he scores with 5 seconds remaining. It was 28-0 in the first quarter. The Broncos will put together by far their best drive of the game, the best drive for anybody of the game, really, as it would go 17 plays. It would start at their own 23-yard line, 17 plays, but eventually turn it over on downs just inside the DeSoto 20 at the 19. That's where they would start, and 3 plays later, Carson Miller, his third touchdown of the half, this time from 78 yards out. That drive that the Broncos had 17 plays took 5:52 off the clock, so it limited the opportunities for DeSoto. They scored with 4:19 to go in the half, 35-0 your score. Spring Hill would get it back at their own 33-yard line. They would go 7 plays, but eventually stall out, have to punt. Bad snap with the held at Carson Royal. They recover it, does DeSoto, and 4 plays later, they punch it into the end zone on a 4-yard touchdown run by Jaden Lang with 23 seconds to play in the half. Broncos run out the clock on a 5-yard pitch and catch to Kirshner, and that's how we end the half. 42-0 is your score. Broncos find themselves in a deficit. We'll come back. We'll take a look at your halftime stats begrudgingly. Get you ready for second half action as well when we return on the Michael Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Line.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
You've been in there over 30 minutes. You don't pay the water bill, get out.
Wouldn't it be great if you could control your internet usage like other utilities?
I can.
No, I mean if you could control how much usage there was so you could save yourself money, like with water.
Yeah, I know. I already can with Go Brawley.
Oh, well, now you can. With the all-new app from Go Brawley, you'll have complete control from anywhere. Visit GoBrawley.com to learn more.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
Supreme Mechanical Solutions is a heating, AC, and refrigeration company with over 25 years of experience. They install and maintain equipment for residential and commercial customers throughout Kansas City with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And they're available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Financing is available for system replacements. For supreme quality, think Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com or call 913-433-4567.
Back out here on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. BJ Harris, Matt Jones, Ryan Hilmer are here at the break. And Matt, we'll go through and look at the numbers here in just a moment, but I'll get your quick analysis of this one. Obviously, we've talked a ton at it. We've had plenty of time to kind of analyze this one. But, again, as you go into the locker room, it's kind of a chin-up conversation you're having mostly. Try to refocus and recognize the fact that there's still a half of football to play. Sure. You still have to play it even though things have not gone well.
Yeah, and, that's a tough thing about coaching. When you're facing adversity, you got to find a way to at least get the kids, for pride. Go out and have a small goal. Get 3 or 4 first downs in a row. Obviously, 42 points is a heck of a lot to overcome in 2 quarters of football, especially against a good team. But set small goals. That's a life skill.
It is very good. Pretty quick, let's take a look at the halftime stats. Halftime stats are brought to you by our friends at Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Throw that graphic up here real quick. We'll talk about the halftime stats. The first up for the Broncos and leading the way again, it's been hard sailing for our boy Colt McKenna, doing as much as he can. 18 carries for 40 yards for Colt McKenna so far in this first half. Throw these up there. For the quarterback, Tyson Beshore, in the passing game, he's been forced to throw it quite a bit. 6 completions on 17 attempts. So not a great percentage there, just 52 yards. Again, it's just tough sledding all around. We've talked a lot about DeSoto's offense, and they've scored quick and in a hurry, but their defense has been pretty stifling as well, with the exception of the 17-play drive that the Broncos had and overcame a few on that one. Also in the running game, for Draven Pipkin, he had 5 carries for 12 yards. Receiving-wise, 1 catch for Cooper D'Albini for 20 yards, 2 catches for Jackson Torres for 13 yards, 1 catch for Kirshner there at the end of the first half for 5 yards. And running the ball for Beshore, 3 carries for -4 yards. He took a couple losses in that first half as well. Halftime stats brought to you by our friends at Supreme Mechanical Solutions. When your thermostat is too hot or too cold, call Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Learn more at smsofkc.com. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-433-4569. If you're like me at my house today, it sounded like wintertime outside with the wind and all that kicking around, and then we had to kick the AC on because we're wimpy and we don't like to be hot in my house.
Do they get broadcasting discounts?
Yeah. Well, I wish. Yeah. The thermostats brought to you by Supreme Mechanical Solutions. Broncos have come out of the locker room. They will see what they need to do to get back into this one a little bit, or at least leave with a little bit better taste in their mouth. We'll come back. We'll take a look around the area, try to get some scores as well. Talk about those other matchups when we return on the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Line.
What is typically a daunting, frustrating, and intimidating experience was enjoyable and exciting because of Amy. She listened to what we envisioned for our future home and was able to show us houses that reflected this. She was with us every step of the way, taking the time to answer our phone calls and text. We ended up with our dream home, all thanks to Amy.
Feel at home while you find your next home with Amy Kelly of Reese Nichols Real Estate. Amy goes above and beyond for her clients and even makes a contribution to Ronald McDonald House with every closing. Contact Amy Kelly to buy or sell your home.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com.
Are you looking for a trusted heating and air conditioning contractor? Look no further than Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Comfort Designs Heating and Air has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated right here in Spring Hill for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Back out here one final time as we close out the Mike Grand Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. The Broncos here trail at the half by that score 42-0. Broncos held the ball for a good portion of that second quarter. That score could be even worse, to be honest with you. But
sure, yeah, kept DeSoto out.
Yeah, you'll want to do that. I mean, that's going to be something you want to do in the second half. DeSoto has been able to score early and often. DeSoto, I started to write that down, have scored on drives of 3 plays, 2 plays, 2 plays, 3 plays, 4 plays. So they have ran a total of 17 plays, and that's how many Spring Hill on that one drive.
Very efficient football.
Yep. The second half kickoff, like the first, brought to you by Seats Incorporated. Kick off your career with Seats Incorporated. Learn more about all their openings, competitive wages at SeatsInc.com. Broncos off to kick it away. Ryan Jackson to kick it deep. For Heitman, the center return. They'll do an onside kick with the Broncos. Pretty well executed, but will be fielded just beyond the 50 by DeSoto.
What the heck?
Yeah, worth a shot, but falling on top of it for DeSoto. Other gentleman's not on the roster. Bronco defense just had a hard time playing that assignment football that you have to play, and and then the other team's trying to keep you from doing that, obviously. If you're the DN, got to keep contained. There's a guy on the other side trying to keep you from doing that and doing a good job of it. If you want to watch some of those, watch the edges, watch how they block, and you can pretty much determine the outcome of the play. Miller, the quarterback, turn, handoff, Hutchinson, that first hit or that fullback dive. When you're talking about watching the edges, good play there by able to keep up with it is Miles Bell. Hagan Whitcraft. No, Miles Bell, rather, 35, not 34. But a big play all the way down to the 6-yard line. So a 44-yard run.
One thing I saw, I was watching for the lineman ran upfield, and his sole responsibility was to take out the play side backer, and he locked up with him, and that's what sprung that run. And we're talking about assignment football. That lineman knew where he needed to go, and there was nobody that was going to stop him.
Fullback Hutchinson has gotten his opportunities, haven't had one pop. I saw it earlier, and they'll give it to him here. He'll step across, and well played on that far side, able to get in there and make the play as Brandon Richardson finally able to get down to the box and make a play. It'll be a gain of about 2 on the play to bring up a second down and goal from the 4. The fullback dive, once you've kind of committed inside and there's nobody at that next level, it's going to be a big play.
That's right.
And you just got to squeak through. It's got to be blocked for just a second, and then it's wide open and go. Send a man in motion. Kick it to Lang. Outside on the edge. Blocked out there by Hutchins, and a touchdown of 4 yards. Just you kind of run that to the wide side and hope you outrun the defense. That's exactly what Lang did to the edge, and another 3-play drive from 4 yards out. Looks like we're into running clock situation.
And you got to think right now, for sure, DeSoto's going to start playing some of their young guys, getting themselves for a possibility to meet up with Blue Valley Southwest next weekend. Southwest is up right now over Emporia, 28-7.
Snaps back, holds down, kick is on its way for Calderon, and up and through. 49-0, DeSoto. We're back at 30 seconds on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark. Now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill, Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just 1 block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205.
49-0. DeSoto has not had a scoring drive over 4 plays. You'd be fascinated by that.
Well, it's pretty impressive, especially for the style of offense that they run. I mean, it's not like they're airing it out all over the field. Bronco cheerleaders still keeping it real over there.
I saw the same thing. Very in sync.
They are.
Short kick held up in the wind by Paul, and tackle made in the open field. Torline, I mean, he's a good football player.
He really is.
Yeah.
He's all over the field.
He'll be up to the 31-yard line. Other games across our network: Lewisburg hosting St. Thomas Aquinas down in southeast Kansas. Galena and Columbus are on our channel. You can check out more at varsitysportslive.com. All of our postseason action will be on there, as well as winter sports schedules going up middle of November.
Following up on the Lewisburg game, Aquinas is up right now 21-0 at half. Like I said, Blue Valley Southwest is up 28-7 over Emporia. Another Southeast Kansas game, Chanute and Piper. Chanute's the number 1 seed in the East for 4A. So that's 21-21, hosting Piper.
Wide receivers to each side. They'll play action. Throw it over the top, looking down for Brown. And
that's fair.
Yep, pretty good contact. Brown had a little inside position. He probably didn't need to pass interference. If he doesn't, he's probably going to make that catch. It was a well-thrown ball and good timing. There was pressure coming on the backside of B-Shore as well, but able to get it out, and the penalty flag should help the Broncos. We don't give out a Player of the Game award, but so far our Player of the Game is Buddy Livingston. IT guy here at DeSoto High School was working right up to the 11th hour to get us on the internet. He wins my award for MVP. Not much there for Pipkin. It'll be no gain on a first down run. Pipkin limited in that first half. 5 carries for 12 yards. If you walked in here right now and you were just a college coach looking around, you'd look at number 84 right now and go, who is that?
Yes. Yeah, he's definitely got the body, and he can fill that out too. Get in the weight room this offseason.
They come right at him.
I'm assuming he's a basketball player.
He is a good basketball player. Got good soft hands. That's what helps yourself in the passing game as well.
Yep.
I'll just say because we were watching him and they just happened to throw it that way, he'll need to work on that route running, that breakdown turn to the ball.
Right.
You get that big body, you got to be able to stop it still. That's why when you see Travis Kelce run those routes where he bears down and turns, when you take that momentum of that body and stop it and turn, I mean, that's an athlete. You have to be a superb athlete to be able to do that. Run it out here again. They got a big play earlier on this one to McCann, and they'll have another one across the 45 to the 40, now to the 35-yard line. A good play for Colton McCann up to the 35. It's an 18-yard connection to McCann, who's been a factor in the passing game when they've had to go to that. Again, we are in a running clock situation here in this game. Clock will continue to move. Turn, handoff. McCann lunging forward. Colt McCann should be right in the mix for certainly all conference honors, and I would suspect some postseason all-state honors. You just don't rack up the kind of numbers he has this season. Been an anchor for this team. If he's not, then I'll be disappointed.
Oh, he's been a touchdown machine.
Spring Hill Sports Life First Team, we'll call that. We don't give out those awards, but he would be.
Well, you just did, so I think it's official now.
Flip it out here. Throwing it to the sidelines, throwing up, easy pick. It hung up there, and he's going the other direction. Tyson Beshore, the lone man, and it is a pick six. Back to the house on the interception by Charlie Tadlock. We've said his name a few times, and he was right there, the junior, 6'5", 176. About a 75-yard return. And it was open, but it was a long throw.
It was a long throw.
It just hung up there a little bit, and the time that it took to get there, it closed.
Yeah, just, it's just, he'll learn. He's just got to get rid of the ball a little bit sooner. That comes with experience and timing. Doesn't help that the team across from you is pretty dang good.
Pretty good. They will kick it through. We will have a break. Routes on here in DeSoto.
Spring Hill's hometown shop is J&T Auto Service. As a full-service repair shop, J&T Auto Service works on all makes and models. Diesels, Europeans, they do it all. From combines to Corvettes. Visit J&T Auto Service for oil changes, tires, brakes, alignments, electrical diagnostics, and so much more. Small town, friendly service with high-tech tools and training. Schedule your service at J&T Auto Service. Call 913-592-6424. You can also visit jtautoinc.com.
A 75 return after a pick six, on a pick six there by Charlie Tadlock. Broncos were driving, and they started that drive with their own 31-yard line. Had a pass interference that helped them out, then an 18-yard pickup by Colton McCann. And 2 plays later, an interception. Now they'll kick it away. Broncos fall in front of Paul, able to grab that one. He will be brought down about the 34-yard line.
You know, another thing I've noticed about DeSoto is they're so physical, and we had talked earlier about, programs like this start in the weight room. They develop these kids. You could tell they're big, they're strong, and you can tell that their weight program has really, really developed some of these guys.
Well, if you see their head football coach, Brian King, we're the exact same age, and we look very, very different. Because Brian King knows where the weight room is at, because it's his office.
Yep, and you're right. And
that's
where he
was about it.
Yep, that's what he did before he took over as head coach. He was their strength coach.
What he did, we went to Emporia State.
Yep.
Just that's a difference.
Yep,
certainly.
Some of my fellow teachers I used to work with say very good things about him, and they preach about the weight room that he runs, and they, their athletes and their different sports all have benefited from it, from wrestling, basketball, soccer, everything.
Yeah, if you want two of the nicest head football coaches you'll ever find, they're in this game right here between
Absolutely.
Jason Feeback and Jason on that far sideline. And Brian King, just nice fellas that understand the importance of it, and the goal of this sport at this level is to turn boys into young men, and there's not a better tool in which to do so, in my opinion. Of course, I'm pretty biased. My 100% of my lifestyle is provided by football. Little jump pass, threw it right back to him, trying a little something out of nothing, and just threw it right to the linebacker. There's nobody there. That would have been intentional grounding had it hit the ground. Beshore a little shaken up as well as he is hit in the backfield, and back-to-back interceptions.
Yeah, I think it's time to run the ball.
Well, you're a sophomore quarterback, and this is a young Spring Hill team. There's some experience. There's some guys playing their last football out there. We'll talk about those before this one's over.
Sure.
But when you're a young team, you've never seen this kind of adversity, odds are, and certainly this level of play against you. And so it's just hard. And Beshore maybe trying to make a little something out of nothing there. And sometimes nothing's not the worst thing that can happen.
Sure.
New players all around for DeSoto. They'll try that dive up the middle. Thomas Davis will jump on. Good strong run there for DeSoto. On the run is 37 for them. John Chapman, a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore. And it's a 5-yard run.
There's an interesting dynamic in this district, and something that Spring Hill's going to face eventually with, the growth coming out of South Olathe and, DeSoto, a small town like Spring Hill, and, the growth came out of Western Shawnee, which, sprouted Mill Valley, and they made the decision to open 2 high schools. We'll see if Spring Hill they're probably going to go that same route, but, DeSoto also benefits from the open enrollment. That they can take kids from Western Shawnee, and they can enroll at DeSoto High School. They can't go the other way because Mill Valley is too big. But that's an interesting dynamic that, Spring Hill's going to be dealing with some of that stuff in the not-too-distant future.
No, I certainly think they'll be looking and haven't looked at some of that growth. It's a good example of it right over here. You're right.
The unique thing is Spring Hill built their high school in the middle. Yeah. DeSoto has, one in each town. They don't have one in the middle off 83rd or something.
Wildcats driving. They'll hand off again to their backup fullback Chapman. Well played by the Bronco defense that time. Bring up a 4th down. The first 4th down of this game for DeSoto. In fact, I'm positive it's the first 4th down of the game. Winter sports season will start in about a month. Basketball season, wrestling. Matt Jones will be on some calls for some wrestling this year.
Also going to dip my toes back into some coaching this year.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm going
to
help Olathe Northwest a day or 2 a week.
You need to come in and do some private lessons for my 4-year-old and get her going on some wrestling.
Hey, the girls wrestling program at Spring Hill is strong. They've arranged their own facility, and they've got a female coach, and they're looking to do some damage.
I just need something to wear her down. I just need somebody to come run her around in the gym for, an hour, 2 hours.
I can do that too. I am a PE teacher.
Yeah. Oh man,
it's different when somebody else has to run laps.
Yeah. Kicked outside, bottled up. Debiak there to gather him up after the Broncos able to turn him in. James Newton on this edge. Newton will be one of those guys, been a heart and soul guy for them over the last couple of years. He'll be playing in his final game. R.J. Dominic as well. And that'll be the end of the 4th quarter. We'll head to into the 3rd quarter, rather. We'll head to the 4th quarter right after this on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strode Orthodontics.
Your locally owned hometown Allstate agent is Libby Clark. Now at her new location in downtown Spring Hill, Libby and her staff are passionate about the people they serve, helping them protect what matters most. With 24-hour customer service and options for online and in-person appointments, the Libby Clark Agency is the small-town agent you've grown to love, with the experience and products you'd expect from an industry-recognized premier agency. Visit them at their new location in downtown Spring Hill, just one block off Main on Hale, or call 913-686-6205. Here we go to the fourth quarter of play in this one. The Broncos and the DeSoto Wildcats. That is not a misprint on your screen. It's kind of gone that way today for the Broncos. DeSoto trying to tack on another one and hit the 60 mark. Debiak all over it, forced fumble. And that'll stop that right there. A more nonchalant sack forced fumble you will not find.
Yeah, no kidding.
Kind of just
like,
ran into him.
Great.
And you know what? 57's bearing down on me. I'm probably going to say take the ball too.
Yeah.
He's had multiple sack fumbles this season, a dominant player for the Broncos up front. That will stop that drive. Again, only miscues have been a pair of fumbles in this one for DeSoto. Other than that, it's been pretty crisp and clean. So Spring Hill will run them out.
And keep in mind, this is also their, this is their JV playing right now. So that's,
yeah. Be sure we'll come back out there. He was a little bit shaken up after that last sack. Turn handoff, Draven Pipkin. Draven's going to leave it all out there as well, playing in his final high school football game. He'll gain 9. Spring Hill has been on a roller coaster ride throughout this season. It was beginning of the year, a little bit of a sluggish start perhaps, and had some things go well for him. Here's McCann off left side. He'll have a nice run, about 10 yards. On second down and 1, but they were playing well. You go back, one of the best drives of the season was the opening drive of the second half against Tonganoxie.
Yeah,
and then that started a little bit of a downturn, and then reeled off 4 straight, and won 4 out of their last 5 before coming up here, and you see how this has gone.
Well, Lewisburg is a solid team. Yeah, they're a smaller class, they're 4A, but Lewisburg was good. They had athletes. Eudora, a good team. They've got some athletes.
Certainly.
But you could, this is where you see the difference between a solid-sized 5A school and a Lewisburg or Eudora. DeSoto, there's just more grown men on the sideline, and they've got 30 more of them. Mm-hmm. There's a big difference between 4A and 5A, and even a bigger jump when you get to 6A.
Yeah, I've had this conversation a lot with people. I do not believe that the best player, and then there's certain circumstances, obviously there's really big blue chip players, but in general, the best player on a 6A team is not dramatically better than the best player on a 3A team.
Oh, agreed.
But there's 12 of them, and there might only be one on a 3A team.
Or your second, third, and fourth player, there's 20 of them instead of 1 or 2 on a 3A school. It's just, when you have 2,000 kids in your school compared to 300, that's a big difference.
Yeah, you bring Luke Nigman in here for the quarterback for Girard, small 3A school, and he steps on this field, people would notice. He would be a factor. He would be
absolutely
able to play at this level, certainly, but, there's just the fact that they just don't have many more than that on a team like that.
Yep.
I've had that same argument. It's Pipkin here off the right side, picking his way through. Draven going to work against the number 2s, perhaps 3s here for DeSoto. That'll be a 13-yard gain for Pipkin. I've had that same exact conversation, and this is when people get really fired up, that I don't think there's that big of a gap between Division II football and a lot of Division I football for that same reason.
FCS.
It's just because, there's just more of them. B. Shore loses it, goes down and to fall on top of it, and lost it again. The big fella, excited. He got to touch the football. Kimball Sweeney, sophomore lineman,
Well, even, you think of Spring Hill High School has just under 1,000 students in the enrollment. And then, 10 miles away, you have Olathe South that has over 2,000. I mean, that's a big difference in the athletes that you have to choose from.
Well, back-to-back fumbles by each team now. This is quickly turning into a way not to do it. Two to the far side. Double wings here again. Quarterback is Drew Parks. He'll turn, handoff, fullback, well played for the Broncos right at the point of attack.
We talk about the classifications and all this, and then, you also have to look at some of the schools in the EKL. You have programs like Aquinas, who was 5A last year and dominated Spring Hill, but their football team is a 6A size football team. I mean, they walked out there last year with 80 kids.
Yeah.
And 80 stud kids.
Oh, yeah, very good players.
And, their enrollment, and then now they're in 4A playing Lewisburg tonight. So that's a big difference.
Parks, again, turn, handoff to the fullback. Chapman, not much. Again, good play up there. That's Bo Gardner. Bo Gardner has played a good game.
Sure.
He's made back-to-back tackles now up front for Spring Hill. We used to talk a lot about that back in the heyday of St. Mary's Colgan football when they set the state all-time leading wins in a row record or whatever. And that was the same way. Here's a small 2A, but it was just buy-in. I mean, you'd go to a game and there'd be 4 boys in the stands, and everybody else was out playing football.
Yeah,
and there'd be,
right.
Again, a 2A team with 60 kids, 70 kids on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And
pulling from a town of 20-some thousand people, college town, so.
That's the important part. You got to make sure everybody's out, and you got those numbers to create that depth.
Well, establishing the program, establishing that tradition is huge.
Flushed. Parks sets up. Good job setting his feet. Nearly caught, nearly intercepted, nearly lots of stuff. Instead, it'll fall incomplete. That was a quote I heard recently about an administrator is, I judge my programs not based on who's playing but who's not. And, who's walking the side of the hallways, who's not out and those type of things, because you have to have, the best players to be able to compete against teams like DeSoto or Spring Hill last year, all those teams that have been pretty good. St. Thomas Aquinas, you got to have those players. And they will stop the clock, Will DeSoto, to talk about this on a 4th down and just kind of catch their breath. They'll stop the clock here as well. Again, basketball season, wrestling as well, coming up right around the corner. We'll have both boys and girls basketball. We've got 20 games on the schedule for next year, so plenty of basketball coming your way on Spring Hill Sports Live. Again, the best way to keep up to date on everything is go to varsitysportslive.com/springhill and varsitysportslive.com. Follow us on Facebook as well as Varsity Sports Live on Facebook to keep up to date with all the ball games and matchups that we've got. It's going to be tough with all those basketball games. I was looking it up, and wintertime will be somewhere around 175, 180 broadcasts across our network. We've already done tonight. Actually, was 100 broadcast, 100 and 102, 103, I believe, tonight for the fall season. So, plenty of action for high school kids in our network, and we appreciate the support from the school districts and sponsors who allow to make it free for you all to watch at home, and all the support that we get in Spring Hill.
Well, I made my pitch to some of the DeSoto coaches earlier for you. So.
Did you? Good.
Yep.
Good. We got the play-by-play voice of DeSoto standing right there.
That's right.
This is a good punt by DeSoto as they kick it on 4th down. All the way down to the 5-yard line, so that's where Broncos will start this. Again, that little run when you saw what Spring Hill was able to do. And again, some of those teams weren't great. Kind of got it going against Ottawa. That was the best, most complete game at that point. That strung together a few.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it is, I talked to Jason just briefly about this, you got young guys, that's a reflection of that. You have a young quarterback, junior running back, young up front on the D-line. That youth at times is just going to make you play up and down, and I think we saw that on display here tonight.
That's absolutely right.
Turn handoff. Surge off this near side.
Well, making the second round of playoffs again, and, they're going to finish 5-5. And program like DeSoto, they've had some success. They've made some runs in the playoffs, and that makes those middle school kids who are out in the stands, they're throwing the football around. They're like, I want to be out there someday. And the more of that you can get, just the more it builds.
Certainly. And where was I at? I was at a place. was at a high school game watching where they were not letting the kids play catch. Like they shut down the play catch area. I'm sure it was for safety is my guess, but I was like, man, I tell you, I played, decent in high school, went and played college football. Some of the most competitive games I ever got were a Friday night in the grass at Frank Jameson Field and with a mini Nerf football, and it was do or die every play.
Somebody ended up with tears every week.
Yeah, it was probably me.
Nah.
Broncos losing a little bit. Focus there, and bad snap, not able to be reeled in, and another fumble. Tell you what, it's hard to make me speechless.
Me too.
My wife was begging for me to not talk, and if she was here right now, she'd be so happy. So I'm out of things to talk about.
I don't even have a comment for that.
Went and watched the Wildcat game. That was exciting. Beat up on Oklahoma State. Went up there.
No smokes.
That was an exciting
Did not
game.
see that one
big
coming.
crowd. Man, what an atmosphere over there at Bill.
Well,
Center
apparently it's
Family
the
Stadium.
Week of the Wildcat.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah,
Now, can they do that against Texas? They're home again?
Find out. Yeah, I hadn't been to a K-State game in 20 years and went over there and trying to figure out a way to get back over there. It was pretty fun. Quarterback keeper up the middle for Drew Parks. You can tell there's energy over there, and they'll end the regular season with KU, K-State, Sunflower Showdown.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Well, it should actually have some meaning this year. KU's considerably more competitive, and they've got some players, and they're being coached really, really well. And
if K-State wins out, you're talking about on the maybe fringes of the playoff, and certainly if it was an 18 playoff, they'd be right there in a possibility of it if they could win out. But that loss to TCU is probably going to limit that opportunity. But they are ranked as high as they've been ranked since 2014, maybe. Approaching the 2-minute mark of this one. Again, running clock here with the lopsided scoreboard. We'll have a post-game show here. Shoemaker will be brief. We'll recap this game as much as we can stomach, and then we will get out of here for tonight. We'll wrap up football coverage here on Spring Hill Sports Live in a unceremonious fashion, unfortunately, but a good game, good season. 5-5 is how they'll end it, as you mentioned a moment ago, and again found themselves against a buzzsaw here in DeSoto tonight on the road. Option, pitch. Held on to it that split second. Got it out there for his running back, Casey Boland. 5'11", 150-pound sophomore.
Speaking of celebrations here in DeSoto, didn't they have the big groundbreaking for the Panasonic battery plant just south of town here and out by the old Sunflower Ammunition?
$4 billion investment in the state of Kansas. And
if you want to buy some real estate in DeSoto, you better buy it now.
They will run it down to a minute and take a timeout. We'll take one more timeout before we wrap things up here when we return on Spring Hill Sports Live, presented by Strody Orthodontics.
Massage is more than relaxation. Apex Massage Therapy can go beyond with targeted work for headaches and sinuses, myofascial releases, trigger point therapy, neuromuscular therapy, reflexology, cupping, and hot stones. Kylie's hands go right to the problem areas and work out all the issues. She is certified in prenatal massages, oncology, lymphatic drainage, pre- and post-surgery massages, and she can also work on minors and athletes. For openings and specials, like and follow Apex MT on Facebook.
Final minute of this one here for the Broncos as DeSoto took a timeout and try to get a fourth down pickup and end this one right here. Set a man in motion. Penalty flag will delay it momentarily. Broncos, I believe, jump off sides, and that will do it. Now DeSoto can go to victory. We'll see if they decide to do that, and they will. So you got the JV out there to run victory. They're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So you got to practice victory. You got to know where you're supposed to go. We did every Thursday practice victory, right?
That's a good idea.
Heck yeah. Visualize.
Yep.
Accomplish. All kinds of life lessons here. DeSoto will go on likely to play Blue Valley Southwest. They'll get to host another game as well. So they are likely to play at home until they go on the road just next door in what will likely be a big sub-state game. If I don't have plans, you don't have plans, guess where we need to go that night? To watch this team play Mill Valley in that sub-state championship game. That's the likely end game, although Blue Valley Southwest might have something to say about it. Tonight just wasn't the night for the Broncos. Rough one here for Spring Hill. They'll lick their wounds. Certainly nothing be too disappointed about on this season. A few things go their way, and you're looking at a 7-3 season. Certainly they had a couple of them that would have gone differently, but unfortunately they'll end at 5-5. DeSoto will move to 9-1. Final score in this one, 56-0. We'll kick off the Shoemaker Collision Center postgame show and talk briefly about this when we return next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Strode Orthodontics is creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. Claire Strode and her staff have decades of combined experience, offering clear and metal Damon smile braces and Invisalign clear aligners for teens and adults. Dr. Strode tailors your treatment to meet your specific needs with 3 convenient locations in Olathe, Overland Park, and Spring Hill. Strode Orthodontics is ready to give you the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call for your free no-obligation consultation, 913-491-3400, or visit StrodeOrtho.com. Rain Dance Studios is the area's newest dance studio with professionally trained staff, a brand new facility, and classes for every dance and tumbling level. Rain Dance Studios is everything you never knew you needed in a dance family. With an emphasis on customer experience, exquisite dance technique, and dancer confidence, Rain is the dance studio for every aspiring dancer. Come join Spring Hill's premier dance experience and get the royal treatment. Schedule a free 2-week trial by visiting raindancestudios.com.
First Option Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Elliott Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Group, we work, live, and shop in your local communities. Serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years, Elliott Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stowe with Paola Veterinary Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown vets who know and care about your family. Coming soon, a new location here in Paola in the industrial park with cattle haul-in and boarding and grooming. With 24-hour emergency services and 3 other locations in Lewisburg, Drexel, and Martin City, and a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Welcome back out here one final time. You see that score at the bottom of your screen, 56-0. The Broncos fall here tonight on the road at DeSoto. B.J. Harris, Matt Jones, Ryan Hilmer back here in DeSoto. We're in the midst of the Shoemaker Collision postgame show. Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision and paint center. They work with all insurance companies, get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. The Broncos found themselves against a tough one here tonight. It was, I could recap this game, but it's not a lot of fun, and it's a lot of short drives by DeSoto and punts by the Broncos. Broncos had one really good 17-play drive, but ended up turning that one on downs and tied inside the DeSoto 20. That was really their only chance to score tonight, and DeSoto took advantage of plenty of chances. And then the second half, lots of interceptions, fumbles, turnovers, not real fun football all the way around there. But again, Matt, we've kind of had plenty of time to recap this game, but just a very good team in DeSoto that knows what they want to do, disciplined in exactly what they do. And then the Broncos, you get to see those seniors out there. They're all going to get talked to and will conclude their careers here at Spring Hill. Nothing necessarily to hang their head about for the season. Tough one here tonight, and you just kind of lick your wounds and go on about your life. I think.
Yeah, it's off season now, so they're going to go on to their different sports, wrestling, basketball, and the other guys are going to be in the weight room. So, it's time to start focus for next year. We've got some talented young guys that are going to be back, and, we'll miss the seniors, and it was fun to watch them over the last couple years, but onward and upward.
Well, the DeSoto team, again, well coached. Wish them the best of luck. Broncos, all those guys, and they're next sports as well, and then on to their careers and lives. We wish them all the best of luck. Good group of kids and good coaching staff as well. Appreciate Jason and his staff for being so accommodating to us. Clay Fregon and Mark Williams with the administration at Spring Hill High School, and Dr. Luttrell as well for their leadership and guidance and allowing us to provide this product to Spring Hill schools. We'll do it again in the wintertime with basketball season starting early December. Those schedules will go in and we'll go online, and the broadcast can be seen at varsitysportslive.com as well as on our Spring Hill Sports Live Facebook page. For my partners here tonight, Ryan Hilmer and Matt Jones, thanks to Caden Carbajo, good cameraman all season long as well. Cade will be back for basketball season. Appreciate him. I'm B.J. Harris saying so long tonight from DeSoto. It was night of the Wildcats here in the regional round. You watch it on Spring Hill Sports Live.
You've been watching Spring Hill High School Sports on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live. Spring Hill Sports Live is presented by Strode Orthodontics, creating beautiful, healthy smiles. Learn more at StrodeOrtho.com. Also by and be sure to catch every second of the action right here on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.